So I've never played the original NieR. I remember hearing some soundtrack from it in Final Fantasy Theatrhythm. Square Enix, right? I certainly haven't played NieR Automata, and I have no idea what to expect. I mean, from the box art and the name of the first DLC and some of the shenanigans of the developer, I assume it's a kind of weird, all over the place Bayonetta style game. Like a Tetsuya Nomura sort of story, zippers and crazy shit happening constantly. So that's what I expect from the game, but I know nothing about it. This is totally blind. I haven't played Yakuza 0, no. Somebody tentatively had it on their subblock right before the hiatus, and they switched it. Yeah, I don't know who Yoko Taro is. I guess he's a crazy developer? I saw the infamous tweet about him taking 50 hours to beat Undertale and spending 40 hours of it drunk. He's like a weirdo auteur director like Hideo Kojima, I take it, or Hideki Kamiya. Is there a license section? Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that on the front screen as one of the main options. This game does not support autosave. Play the game to find out how to save. Okay. That's what I'm getting into. There you go. Let's go with Marstead. It's kind of cool that they have that attitude with the auto-saving. Probably just normal, right? Die in one hit. Enemies are weak and you can equip auto chips. I don't know what any of that means, so it goes normal. Very interesting dialogue, Yukipo. Sets me up for what to expect here. What you save when they want you to save. I know, right? Partner NPC combat style. Camera. It's fine. I usually turn this up a little bit, just in case people have different brightness settings at home. Like it'll spoil the look of the game. That should be fine. Hey, Yahan. How you doing? I will stay away from hard then. Inability to lock on it. I appreciate that the different difficulty settings have different mechanical changes.
Everything that lives is designed to end.
Beyond just like hit points and
we
damage.
are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment?
There's been a
I often
PC
think
port for
about
this
the
game
God
that's
who
pretty
blessed
bad,
us with
apparently.
This cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
Alright, I'm open with talking about wanting to kill God.
This is Command. Yorha Squadron, come in.
2B here.
Yorha.
All units have penetrated the stratosphere. Autopilot systems green across the board.
This is Operator 6-0. All units confirmed.
We've
cool
passed the
little
50-kilometer
UI
threshold
element
and are
there.
proceeding toward the target.
I believe 2B is the protagonist. I've
Once
seen
you reach
like
their anti-air defenses,
art for her
proceed to manual attack formation.
blindfolded
Then destroy
robot
the Goliath-class
person.
unit by any means necessary, and gather what data you can.
Understood.
So they just end with that.
12H down. All units activate manual mode and rely on visuals to evade.
Is this game connected to the original NieR in any way?
Unlocked.
I thought that was just more of a
Long-range lasers
straightforward
confirmed.
fantasy JRPG. I didn't think it had like a technology element. Alright, so yeah, kind of a
11B down.
space
Our
shooter.
HO229
I thought this
cancellers are
game was
ineffective.
more of a brawler, so this is kind of cool. Although I've heard that it changes what it is constantly.
Alert.
It's got
Enemy
video
units
game
sighted
ADHD.
Requesting permission to engage.
The original NieR is not straightforward. Oh, right on. It's Gradius. Whoops. Don't stand in the middle of that
70
next time.
down.
The little shots they were firing kind of look like power-ups, but I don't think that's what they are. Those are bad things that we don't want to touch. I like damage numbers in Ikaruga Space Shooter. Okay, there's no friendly fire. That's what I was worried about earlier. Nice, Apex. This is Dark Star's subblock game. You can Bank cannon. Heavy attack is a shield.
Multiple surrounding enemy air units confirmed. Requesting permission to assume mobile configuration.
Permission granted.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. So far, this game's been pretty light on the exposition and high on the gameplay, so I'm a big fan of that.
Captain, I think...
I'm not gonna lie, the blind anime robot lady kind of poisoned the well for me for this game a little bit, but this is way cooler than I thought it would be. We'll see how long it stays that way.
To Operator 6-0.
Just all
allied
rage
units
mode.
down. The operation is compromised. Awaiting further orders.
Allies are garbage at dodging. See, this girl has the right idea. She's got her mouth covered. Oh, cool. Now it's Afterburner. Graphics on the shot pattern are really cool. Yoko Taro's good at shutting up. That's good to hear. I'm not used to the weirdo auteur Japanese directors shutting up, right? That's not one of Tetsuya Nomura's quirks. Hideo Kojima, even Hideki Kamiya was pretty long-winded in Bayonetta. That might actually be the source of my problem, is just there's a pressure in most media to be brief and say only and exactly what you need to say to communicate the story. And I feel like a lot of Japanese storytellers take advantage of the fact that it's a video game and just don't shut up. I was not expecting the game to be like this either. This is pretty cool so far. Like how I can bust some of those, but not all of them. Yeah, Okami is long-winded as hell. That's Hideki Kamiya. I love that game, but it really could do to shut up a lot of the time. The visuals are so great. It's pretty wild that the guy who made Bayonetta also made Okami. Oh, now it's a sword. That's neat. I'm a robot lady. Yeah, sometimes just like the dialogue takes so long in that game. It's great other than that. The changing perspective during that sequence is pretty awesome. I could hear that propagable. I played Okami early enough in my streaming career that it wasn't as frustrating for me. But I bet if I played it today, I would have been like, oh my god, get on with it. Oh, I got a little option. That's neat. I used similar buttons from before. That's neat. I'm impressed at the range of gameplay styles so far. I like that it's keeping a lot of the same themes, like the shots that you can destroy are the same color as they were in the Gradius mode. It's pretty rad. I think I primarily should be meleeing at this stage, it seems like. It feels a little bit more fluid and controllable than like a straight brawler like Bayonetta so far. I thought it was much more Bayonetta-y than this. Which is more about style. Spectacle brawler like God of War. Yeah, I love that the buttons are all the same for this phase. It's pretty rad. Circle. Murder cutscene. Dots are the same color in NieR. Huh.
Not quite.
It's pretty sweet.
Is that our target?
Negative. This enemy is unrelated.
I really like the UI in this game. It's very simple and pretty.
You don't say.
Working on it. I was able to melee it there. Good to know. Oh, this game has action queuing like Dark Souls? Man, I really wasn't expecting that. Like, it seems like it was punishing me for mashing the heavy attack button there. So it's got like a bullet hell element in
Laser
3D
communications
combat.
recovered.
2B, I'm transmitting your pod code.
Pod program download complete.
It's like overcharging my little mag robot. Whoa! Ouch. Guess I could have dodged that? It's doing pretty good on her, on its health at that point.
Better make sure he's actually dead next time. That was dangerous, man.
No, it's really cool. They did a good job with it. Getting the different modes.
You're 2B, right? My name's 9S. I'm here to provide support.
Copy that.
So
There are
was that
iframes
big
in the
old
dodge.
buzzsaw the Goliath you came here to take out?
Did he show up
No,
to save the
just
day
another
because I took
defensive
damage
system.
there? Like if I had
Oh.
avoided it, could I have
Well,
won?
I guess we have to find the target then, huh? I've got a flight unit, so I'll take a look around the perimeter.
All right. I'll work my way inside from the ground.
On the network? How do I do that? I think invasions are cool stuff. Played Dark Souls on the network. Doesn't look like I have a way to do that anywhere. 9S's voice actor stream this? That's pretty cool. I like if voice actors are streaming games. Oh, okay. It was just coincidental that I took damage at that point. Right on. Now I got a lock-on button. That's nice. Usually they take lock-on away in hard difficulty. I really like that as opposed to just changing the damage numbers. It's like you can still play the game without lock-on. Seems the controls are smooth enough that you wouldn't need it. Iron ore. Okay. Video games. It's got this like sci-fi theme, but obviously we still have iron ore. There's an invisible wall here. Okay. Hopefully that's the last time that happens. Circle means I can do like a finishing move or something. When you're low on health. Going where there aren't invisible walls. Seems like a good suggestion. Oops. What do we got here? Copper ore. Flashlight, that's neat.
2B? Ma'am?
What
I
is
really
it?
like the seamless
going to send you the
perspective
map data I
changes in
collected
addition to the
earlier.
mode
Do it.
changes. Yeah, music's pretty good so far too. Oh, I like the style of the map too. It's like out of this world. It's cool. Now it's a side scroller, and I have different angles of shooting. It's kind of rad. Not sure if this is the kind of game to reward me for doing that. A lot of spectacle games are all about keeping you on the intended path, giving you the illusion of control and exploration like Uncharted. I wouldn't call Uncharted a spectacle game. I don't know if this one is yet either. So far, it's been had some pretty spectacular stuff, but that doesn't seem to be its sole purpose. Game will definitely be challenging to classify its genre.
Exit confirmed closed.
Its perspective changes are pretty wild.
Negative. Nearby enemies are jamming our signal.
Nothing's ever easy.
Doing that Bart Simpson, I'm gonna spin my arms real fast. If you get hit, it's your own fault. Well, I'm gonna start kicking in the air like this. If you get kicked, it's your own fault. I like games that are challenging to classify the genre. Okay, so I can sword those things too. That's good to know. Clearly psychic. We're just on the same page. 60G obtained.
You know, ma'am, I'm glad you're here.
Why?
Scanners like me mostly work alone. Scouting out enemy lines and all that, I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun.
Emotions are prohibited.
Sorry, ma'am.
And another thing, stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right, then. To be it is.
They're gonna make the joke eventually. I'm wondering how long they're gonna hold off on it. Imagine even if the developer didn't do it, the localization team wouldn't be able to resist it. Side-scrolling sequences are pretty sweet. You can tell it's all the same engine too. I played a couple of cross-genre games that are pretty clearly switching engines. Like, you couldn't do that and have it be seamless. Oh, come on. Small recovery use. 14. Like an auto heal, basically, I guess. L1 attack. I didn't see what it did in the previous boss fight. Like, I used it at bad timing. There we go. That was pretty neat right there. Oh, it's a big laser. Okay. So that SKL thing is the cooldown. So I can try to aim it and then let go. I guess some enemies are stronger or weaker against it than others, maybe? Okay, I can air dodge, good to know. Lock on aims it for you.
Analysis. This elevator's controls are locked and cannot be used.
This place sure is big.
I guess humans used to use it as a weapons factory, but now it's just crawling with machines. The enemy seems to have repurposed the facility to increase their overall machine production.
So if we don't destroy it, they'll just keep coming.
I have a thing equipped that auto uses the healing items. Let's see. Gotcha. That's like equipment that I have on. It's not like a setting that I've specified. Oops. Now it's like top down. This is pretty wild. The the kind of thing that if you aren't really approaching video games critically, if you're just like, I like to play video games, like you wouldn't even notice this because it's done so seamlessly. Oops. Okay, so it looks like enemies have some kind of attack that I can... That's pretty nice. They have like a effect on them that says you can't stagger through this. They have like super armor or something similar. Looks like that knocks them down, kind of. Cool. It's a plug-in ship, just like an accessory, basically. I don't know which way to go! Which way is progress?
What?
It's
That
just
seems like
accessing
progress.
random, nonsensical data from the old world. There's no actual meaning behind anything machines do.
Huh. That's an interesting way to phrase that. I was under the impression that I was a robot lady, not a cyborg. Maybe I'm a cyborg. Old world. It's like an action RPG. Yeah, the top-down thing was very, Smash TV, Binding of Isaac. I think I've been here before. I have. Okay. What's the most efficient form of locomotion in this game? Is it mashing dash, or is it... I can't tell if that's actually faster. This must have been blocked before and basically opened a shortcut. No, it's pretty great. The game also hasn't stopped. I keep worrying it's going to do that. So far, it's pretty much letting me do my thing, though. This part's very Smash TV. Holding down dash. Oh, I didn't realize that made you move faster while you were holding it. See why you want to use that a lot. Broken key. Rusted clump. This is Binding of Isaac Smash TV right now. Swedish. I feel like melee is a really heavy risk in this game. I keep going to do it feeling like I should probably be meleeing, and then I get hit almost every time I do it. So I'm wondering if I should treat it more as a shooter. It's pretty cool. Learn to dodge. Yeah, I noticed there's a slowdown if you dodge, like if your iframe's triggered. Does that give you anything? Can you like parry or something? Really? Given the speed of the animation, I assumed... First I assumed there were no iframes and it was just a way to physically move you. Slow down your iframes. Feels nice. I kind of wish Dark Souls had slowdown when you're triggering iframes.
Analysis. This elevator's controls are locked and cannot be used.
Feels very polished. Gives you that visceral feel.
Bulletproof apparatus detected on enemies.
Interesting.
Close range combat is advised.
I know.
That's cool that they don't introduce these guys immediately, right? You have the option to kind of cheat and play it with just the bullets. And so the iframes are spammable? That was neat. Oh, I see what you mean about... Okay. Very forgiving dodge iframes. Whoa! Was I just doing some kind of like charge attack there? I held the button down to see what would happen. It takes forever to hang back. Okay, there is a spin attack if I hold. It's definitely the safest thing to do. That's a neat trait at least. Level up. Nice. I don't have a hang on stagger yet. It seems like enemies go into like a super armor phase where they cannot be staggered. That's usually how I manage melee in a game like this. I just assume that once I've engaged them, they can't continue hitting me. But it might just be a special move that they use that makes them stagger immune when it has a little red aura
I
around
surveyed
them.
the entire factory, but couldn't find anything resembling our target.
Maybe they, I don't know, moved it somewhere?
This game's really good so far, though. I dig it. I was wrong to be prejudiced toward it. Indeed.
Is that?
You mean the birds? Yeah, there's more plants and animals here than there used to be. Probably because the environment's changed.
It's a cool way to establish that that's weird. And it's all happening while I'm moving through the game and not, like, pausing into a cutscene where we zoom in on the birds and say, "Birds disappeared!" And you're like, oh my god, shut up! Right. I know, right? I appreciate that. This is more of the show don't tell storytelling that I prefer. I really liked Bayonetta. It was a great game, but it was super heavy on cutscenes and exposition. And even then, it was indecipherable what the hell was going on. You pretty much had to read all of those, like, 5-6 page lore books to figure out what was happening in that game. Well, it's still super anime, but you can anime isn't necessarily bad, right? It has some bad associations. Just wonder if there's gonna be a boss
There
fight
should
here.
be another facility across that bridge. It's a bit of a hike, but should we check it out? It's not like Command to get a location
to walk
wrong.
during this.
I guess even they get bad intel from time to time, huh?
At least they have me walking and I can control the
I wouldn't bet
camera
on
during
that.
it. I know, right? At least she called it too.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Although actually it was sort of obvious.
It's just usually
High
bad.
power jamming detected.
It's like
No
saying black and
response
white
from
media
long-range
is bad, right?
communications.
Doesn't matter. I'll just take him out.
Oh, whoops, double whoops. thought it was gonna stop like last time. I was incorrect. You do like a little cool dash thing. It's pretty cool. Now you can just tap L1 and let it go. Holding it down just helps you to aim it, right? Oh, this was at SGDQ this year? Right on. It was a cool run. It was fun to watch. Now, it's showing that because my dodge continues to have iframes throughout the whole animation. That's pretty crazy. Seems like a climb up on it type event. Okay.
Is that?
Target enemy detected.
That's cool. Oh, there's gonna be lyrics. I'm prepared for it. I was expecting J-pop, so it wasn't actually a spoiler. Whoa! That's pretty cool, especially from this angle. Oh, okay. Where I'm targeting is not where I think I'm targeting. Ha! That's pretty cool. Arms back. Whoa, that was not what I was thinking he was going to do. I guess that makes sense. Missiles. Don't I have a thing that uses recovery items automatically? Why would I do that? Cannot save.
To me!
What's your status?
This is the target. I'm going to destroy it.
Can you explain why I would need to use a recovery item, given that I have a thing that uses it automatically? Is it behavior not what I expect? I assume it's just going to heal me whenever I fall too low.
Alert. Incoming enemy attack from below.
Auto heal doesn't always work. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Thank you.
Evade.
Oops. Guess I gotta time that there. Nope. That's not gonna cut it. So this guy does so much damage, is what you're telling me. That... Well, if something interesting happens when you lose because of the inability to save, I guess I'm not gonna find out now. It's okay. So I can run back to avoid it. I understand now.
Hacking in.
He's still fine.
Boost!
Oh, thanks, dude.
NieR!
He's having a bad day.
NieR!
9S black box signal
Hey,
detected. No response to communications.
I'm going after
Well, that's a
him.
bummer. Force perspective here is cool. Neat. Some kind of crane boss robot man. Yeah.
Send a support request to command.
Negative. Communications have been jammed.
So what is there any benefit to doing the execution move with circle? Do you get extra loot or something, or is it just because it looks cool? Iframes during that or something? Shadow Colossus. Hey, jumping up ladders, the dream. High damage against enemies with enough health for it to matter. And it triggers once they reach a certain percentage of health remaining, presumably. Lots of invisible walls. Okay, it could be worse.
NieR!
Oh, cool! That's a neat way to establish exactly what they are. I assumed from the earlier cutscene that they were cyborgs. That looks more like a full-on android, which is what I originally assumed. I guess maybe the head could be the only thing that's human if they're human. Or they use machines to refer to non-intelligent androids. Hey, what's up? Having a bad Monday?
Hod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the...
Inadvisable. The
Logic
subject's
virus
vital
is
signs are too poor to attempt field repair in
Shut up!
current.
Just do what I say!
To be. Just go.
You shut up too.
He's like 13.
We're soldiers. We take pride in our service.
Oh, if anyone ever tells you emotions aren't allowed, spoilers!
HO
Everyone has all the emotions.
Command 677 received.
Even good
Usage rights
media like
transferred from 9S to
Star
2B.
Trek, right?
Requesting acknowledgement.
The hallmark of Vulcans is they have no emotion. Every episode is about Spock dealing with emotion.
Alright.
Nice, Saki. How you been? Whoa! Let's go to fight the boss in different forms. So I don't have an L1 laser in this form. I can't get closer to him, I don't think. But I am shooting him way more than before. Kill, kill, kill.
I didn't know the machines had that kind of intelligence.
Interesting. Could just be programmed to say kill, kill, kill.
I found a weakness in the target. Hacking in.
I have more limited dodges when I'm in flying robot mode, right? I like your little mag thing moving into the
The
Gundam.
control on the enemy's upper arm. Use your pod. Should be able to take it over.
I don't have traditional healing items in this phase. Interesting. Upper arm? I can get over there. Ooh.
Control of upper arm. Seized from enemy unit. Marking weak point.
Got it.
Whoa! Gnarly.
Seize its control system.
Affirmative. Infiltrating enemy subunit. Behavior table adjusted. Balance controls overridden. Enemy unit subjugation.
That's pretty cool. Now I have a melee attack. That's pretty rad. I gotta admit. I don't have to pop up and remind you the controls, because clearly it's a melee weapon. Neat. That's pretty neat. I like if they enable cutscene skipping. Imagine that helps the speedrun. How long is the speedrun for this game?
Already.
Main game plays at 19 hours. Yeah, this is still kind of nailing the spectacle without being about spectacle, right? I feel like God of War, Bayonetta, those kinds of games, Devil May Cry. There's a game there, but it's more about being stylish. This game is nice and challenging.
Talk about.
It doesn't
bringing
feel
the battle to
spammy.
them. Ought to be.
Contact command. Request assistance.
No. It doesn't look like that's going to be necessary.
Oh! Right on. Threat escalation. Hour and a half. Really, 19's a low estimate? That's what I saw in How Long to Beat.
I don't imagine that this is going to end well.
Not your
The
cube!
black box.
Oh, cool.
It's ready.
Right.
Requesting destruction of enemy hostiles via black box reaction.
All endings is 7 hours.
Request accepted.
I can't see it, idiot.
To be. It was an honor to fight with you. Truly.
Now, does she have holes?
The honor was mine.
Okay, she does. So now we flash back or something. Or that's the end of the game. Welp. It's good timing, none. Resuscitated body. Is it like a big space hamster wheel? It is a big space hamster wheel. Sweet. Reboot, reunite with 9S. Oh, I wonder if I spawn here whenever I die. Saving possible. Just that corner. Neat. Classified information. So it won't even auto-save when you first visit here. Like, you have to manually save all the time. I see. So if I can turn on. Oh, it's type A versus type B. Oh, these are different loadouts and I can switch between them. Okay. Okay, good. Removal means death. Really? That'd be pretty awesome if that actually works. Oh, the HUD is, I like that. That's cool. Neato. So I could opt out of some of that later. If that's really what they're going for, is that at some point you can, trade off parts of the HUD for, like, actual combat skills. That's very clever. Exceedingly so. The beginning of the game mentioned no autosave ever, so... I don't think I've ever played a game that lets you trade HUD for ability. It's pretty neat. So, oh, there's a story thing? Huh. It's kind of cool. And it unlocks new story as you go. Right on.
So, mission complete and all that, huh? The Goliaths were wiped out, and we
so we're
secured the
getting
route into enemy
uploaded.
territory.
Okay, I think I understand.
Now
That's
we
cool.
can
Explore a universe where
9S.
Yeah?
you're not connected
Thank
to your
you
physical body.
for
It's very
uploading my
Eclipse
data to the
phase.
bunker.
I did that? Sorry, I
I
don't
do like
remember.
games
There
that
wasn't a whole lot of bandwidth down there, you know? I probably only had enough time to back up your memories. Mine are
explain
only
the
intact
whole
up to the point
respawning
just
thing
before
in
we
the universe, like
rendezvoused.
Dark Souls. You
I
don't always
see.
have to do it. Sometimes it's silly, but
Glory to mankind.
something that's uniquely true to video games that
Glory
you can fail the story.
to mankind.
Mankind, huh? They run on Comcast. What's she mad about? This game uses online functionality for its message sharing features. Oh. Somebody mentioned that in chat earlier, so I knew it was coming, but that's still really cool. And I didn't think it was in the game. I like that that wasn't on the main screen. I feel like this game is extra sensitive to spoilers, so if you guys can be super duper careful, people be ready with a clear command. Stuff like that, like turning a corner and be like, oh, BT dubs. There's a Dark Souls mission
5012
system.
AD. The year mankind's glorious history
Discuss it
came
and
to a
hide
sudden
before
and
you say it out
abrupt end,
loud if it's coming up
when
soon.
the world was invaded by aliens from beyond the stars.
Hey, here's our
The
exposition.
aliens unleashed a new breed of weapon, machine life forms, that all but annihilated human civilization.
I love it.
A
Aliens,
handful of
Earth,
survivors that
Moon.
remained fled from Earth, seeking
Nice and
refuge
simple.
on the moon.
Okay, that's cool.
5204 AD.
That's pretty far in the
Humanity
future.
launched its counterattack, deploying an army of androids from a network of orbiting
Oh,
bases.
so we're androids that work for humans.
But after more than a dozen large-scale
It's
descents upon the
Blade
enemy,
Runner.
we still haven't managed to repel the invaders. That is why you, the Yorha forces, exist. To break this stalemate, once and for all.
See, Veils make way more
You
sense.
are our ultimate weapon, and you must put an end to this war.
Proxy.
Understood, sir.
I wish you good hunting.
Glory to mankind. Glory to mankind.
The moon's
Glory
not a strategically important distance from
mankind.
Earth. Pretty good at establishing their universe memes too. I feel like you want to have something like that. I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite store in the Citadel. Like some kind of repeated simple phrase to hook you. Check your brightness settings. Literally. Oh, is this going to be a break the fourth wall thing? Because that would be kind of cool. All right. I'm super into that. Super duper into that. I usually turn it up as much as possible since people have different screens. It usually doesn't push out things too bad. Neat.
Ma'am? Are you there? Can you hear me? Alright, are we good now?
There's something calming about your voice.
Okay, settings should all be good to go.
That's very Hideo
Hold on.
Kojima.
Your self-destruct permissions are missing. Wait a sec, we need to restore those. I could set it for you, but you should probably do it yourself. Regulations and all, you know? Okay, good. If things go wrong during an op, you may have to sacrifice yourself in order to finish it, so... Once you're finished making adjustments, you can go ahead and close this out.
I'm really glad that this wasn't the beginning of the game, because this would have felt really tacky at the beginning, but since we've already had access to the options menu, now it's kind of cool. It's coming back to something we established at the beginning. A little fourth wall breaky. Oh, she does have eyes. I wasn't sure with those blindfolds. Thank God for media res.
9S.
I know there's that
put me in
whole
charge of your maintenance, ma'am.
Dan
That means
Harmon,
I'll be
Rick and
performing
Morty. We should
regular
start
checks on you from
stories
now
where
on.
they begin, not where they get interesting. But
I see.
this
don't
game, it
worry.
works really well.
We 9S
I liked it
models
in
are the best around, you know.
Final Fantasy X is
Though I
technically like
suppose
80%
we're not
in
exactly
media
known
res.
for our modesty.
9S.
What is it, ma'am?
Stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
There's no need to be so
Turn the
formal.
light on and off. Let's go.
All right.
I see.
I
If
see.
you say so.
Oh, man.
I see.
I see. I see.
Oh,
I see.
I almost forgot. The commander was calling for you. We better go see what's up, man. 2B.
Even these conversation sequences have a cool perspective. This game's not ever two-player, is it? Sound waves. Display a sound analysis graph. Really? XP gauge. Right on. Icon in areas where you can save. Which I already have that, I think. Fishing spots? Oh my god. This game is wild. My healing items are all gone. I'll buy a few of them. I do want to eventually get all of these, but 5,000 is pretty expensive. Now, I don't need to be able to see it in the HUD to be able to use it, right? Like, you've got, man. I don't know how to get to the mail. In media res means in the middle of it. So usually it's meant to imply that the story starts partway through and will return to earlier stuff. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it begins in the middle of action. Check the save terminal. The thing that I purchased from a second ago, this thing. Oh, it's outside. What is she doing? Orange thing on the map. Thank you.
You need to be near an access point to save your data. You can see access points on the close range map. Be sure to save often.
Inbox. Server manager, test mail. This message is intended for the verification of your mail account. Members who encounter problems with the mailing system should contact their supervisors. A quick save just saves to the slot that I'm currently on. Okay. Understand. You're a hot soldier. I like that this section is in this like sepia tone. It's pretty cool. Even like the opening chest is stylish. Kind of that Square Enix style and polish. Melee attack up, which is presumably a limited time buff. Okay. Not a big fan of limited time buffs. Take breaks every hour. Oops. Try not to actually die. Ah, okay. I actually was thinking about what a sci-fi Dark Souls would look like, which is not this game, but a similar concept of like you're an android that has upgrades to make you look human, and when you die, you reload at the last terminal you uploaded your data to, but you also lose your humanity. You look like a robot, and you have to like pay to get it back temporarily until the next time you die. I haven't. The Surge is on my priority list. I heard it's decent, but that the boss fights are kind of weak. Small G luck. Okay. More temporary upgrades I'll never use. That's cool. Maintenance, huh? Ooh. Barrage analyzes all enemies in a fixed radius. That's kind of cool. I like that they're described as like programs. I think I'm gonna want the storage upgrade at some point. What if I need a small increase in gold dropped in the final boss fight? I know, right? Okay, I need materials. Tree seed, mushroom, pure water, rubber. I like that all the materials are like almost fantasy materials. It's a neat little... I'm gonna save my money for now, but that's cool. Scanner model. I've heard them talk about scanners before. Presumably non-combat. Hi, Cameron. How are you? Chat can hear you. Say hi. Come, Artie. So Ninos was Skinner. So is this game pretty critically acclaimed? I didn't even look at Metacritic for it. 2017 wasn't a great year to be competing for any awards, given the volume of great stuff that came out. And I can believe it. I'm actually kind of glad for all the. There's been quite a bit of talk in Discord before playing this game about how the lead dev tour guy Yoko Taro is a fucking crazy weirdo nut job, and it set my expectations really low. So this has all been just a delightful surprise so far, and I formally apologize for my prejudice. It's a very good game. Whoa, that's pretty neat. I don't feel bad at all. Automata stood out, even in 2017. Yeah.
Ah, 2B. Maintenance finished?
Yes, Commander.
You detonated your black box in order to defeat the enemy.
All the androids are sexy ladies.
But risky.
I was guessing
Try
all
not
the
to be so
combat
reckless
models
next
are
time.
sexy ladies.
Understood. I know you're fresh out of maintenance, but I have another mission for you. I need you to head to the surface, rendezvous with the Resistance, and do some recon.
Doesn't Yorha have a dedicated Resistance contact already?
We haven't been able to get in touch with them, so we'll need you to look into that as well.
Understood.
To the surface from the hangar. Is that little orange thing on the map my objective marker?
The surface? That means we'll be getting flight units, huh? Better head for the hangar. Usually we can't get near flight units. They're way too expensive for us grunts. Too bad they can't mass produce these things yet. The hangar's up ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, but I don't even know. It's hard to say. Like, Kojima's a nut, but he does a lot of stuff that I really don't like. Like, part of it is that I have a nostalgia relationship with the Metal Gear series, so I can laugh at the fact that it has, like, 4 hours of codec conversations and no gameplay. But I know that if I were to play Metal Gear fresh today, that I would be super critical and be like, just shut up.
Hey, 2B, why do you think they sent a combat model like you to a recon job? If all they want is intel, we scanner models are built for that.
I think I still... It's hard to imagine would I have enjoyed Metal Gear if I played it fresh on stream. I probably still would have, because the kind of stuff that he does is crazy. Like, the Psycho Mantis fight and the end fight. Having all the fourth wall breaking stuff is really neat.
You're going to have some new weaponry installed from here on out. I'll put
But I'm
up
probably a little more
instructions for you.
forgiving of Metal Gear
Make
than
sure
I
to
would
commit them
be.
to memory.
Roger.
Whoa! That's pretty sweet. And it has a slightly longer cooldown, looks like. I only played MGS4, right. Exactly. I love the changing perspective. That's super cool. I've never played a game quite like that, I don't think, where it's so seamless. Now I'm playing Smash TV. Now, why did my missile barrage shoot as a circle that time? I feel like I pressed the same button. Whoops. Shit, that was a bad decision.
Bunker 2B, come in. I've set a landing point for your flight units. You'll be touching down quite a ways from the Resistance camp, unfortunately. Sorry for the trouble, but we can't risk the enemy discovering their position. Understood. Good luck
Before
down there.
I was in Gradius mode, or Ikaruga mode, and then I went into Smash TV mode. Gotcha. iron ore. Remember the first time somebody used, I saw somebody use the double up caret to mean, like, read what the person above me just said. Because I'd always seen it as the anime happy closed eyes face. Like, wow, that person's really cheerful about that other person's instruction. Right. Kirby kitty face. The more carrots, the more you agree.
Target
Yeah, I've seen that.
acquired.
I kind of like
Marking
that.
on map.
I think I first saw that in
Proceed
Twitch.
to target location.
Messages of prosperity. Minimap shows geography on your current location at the bottom right. Orange icon is your objective. Follow it if you get lost. Okay. Whoa! Okay, well, now I know. Could I have avoided taking damage there? I need to find a way to open locked chests. Maybe there was always a... You can glide if you hold the jump button. 2 it is ladder climbing. Camera angle. I guess I don't know what other camera angle you would use this. So far, this game's fairly decent about that. It hasn't been super exploitative, other than the fact that the main character has a skirt. But I haven't seen any, like, gross Kojima camera angles, right? Or another ladder? I passed the exit point. Two butt. I'm a little puzzled. Oh, she can hold on to the little robot to glide. That's cool. That does not shock me. That's pretty neat. There we go. But I also don't think this is where I first came in. You gotta be able to redirect your jumps in the air. It makes no sense, but it's fun. Do I not have a sword equipped anymore? Like a button I can press to switch weapon sets or something? She's still using... Okay. So is it like light attack versus heavy attack that determines which thing you're using? It makes no sense, but it's fun. NieR Automata. Oh, is that something that I specify in the menu? It's kind of cool. I kind of like having the melee, actually. It's a little bit faster. The one I was using before, big floaty sword. Do I still have that auto-use recovery items thing? Press the amount of this building that they took the trouble to render. Interesting fog effect everywhere. Be in the chips menu, I guess. Skills? Plug-in chips. Chips. I don't think I do. I should be extra careful. Nice that they included that in the tutorial segment. Alright, let me get back down to the base here. Yeah. No, this game is... it has a lot of the ideas that I envisioned for a sci-fi Dark Souls. It has a little bit more cutscene exposition type stuff, like if it was just you're a character and no one's ever telling you what the hell's going on, it'd be kind of cool. But I really like the fantasy names for the things you pick up, the weapon programs and stuff. It's a nice little contrast. I'm a big fan of sci-fi fantasy. My D&D campaign setting is very sci-fi fantasy. I really like the upload your data death explanation too. When Xenoblade drops. It's too bad about all the invisible walls. It might actually be better if they had some kind of marker.
Alert. Access point communications jammed.
What are y'all doing over here? Being weird? Tagging a vending machine? Map information unlocked. That's cool. Oh, I can save. Right on.
Map data obtained from bunker. Data may be displayed from the system menu.
According to our intel, none of the machines in this area are hostile. We've been seeing more and more enemies like this lately. They just stand there and stare into space.
That's pretty cool.
Weird.
Still give XP though, so I should murder them, right? Since my ally is, I can't not murder them. It's not gonna be like a decision point that's gonna matter later. Right, it's Ender's Game all over again. Why would I kill this animal? I really like the little option too. That's what Peak Peak's supposed to be. For those who didn't see the super long Dungeons and Dragons VOD. Basically looks exactly like that. Start fishing. Okay. The need to have a fishing minigame in a JRPG.
Commencing.
It's pretty cool. Oh, I used the little mag robot for fishing. It's a lack of tutorial too. It's like, just fish. You've played plenty of video games that have fishing before. We don't need to explain it to you.
Fresh.
Kill a fish machine? Maybe this game just exists in the host hand-holding ecosystem. Like, we're starting to see. Well, I feel like the peak of hand-holding in video games was. So let me see if I can find that thing I just got real quick. Caught fish. An aquatic machine can be exchanged for money. That's pretty cool. I'm not even fishing for real fish in every case. Yeah, it's basically just WoW fishing. Peak hand-holding was probably the Wii era. Like, especially Zelda Skyward Sword, which is a really good game, but my god, does it not let off and just let you enjoy it. So I feel like that may have been a necessary step in the gaming industry, that they went from, we're not going to tell you anything in the NES and early Super Nintendo era, to, we're going to stop the game constantly to tell you everything, to, let's go back, let's do like Mega Man X. One of my favorite things about this game so far is that it very rarely stops. Like, this is an uncommon thing right here. It's happening right now. And so far, none of these have been terribly long.
So
Yeah,
this is
they
the
couldn't
resistance
tell you
camp,
stuff,
huh?
exactly.
We should probably go talk to their leader first thing.
It's one of those limitations breed creativity, so those early games were really good at conveying how to play the game, because they had to. Oh, that's cool. Why is those access points work that way? Percent time control Persona. This is like the anti-Persona so far. It's just gameplay with very occasional story. No, Persona's way worse than Metal Gear even. Why do you have that cool hat? It is not yet. So these are actual humans, presumably. Alright, go talk to the leader. Well, at Indigo Prophecy I wouldn't quite count, since it's more of like an adventure game. Borderline visual novel.
You're number 2.
Hmm? You know about 2B?
Number 2.
Yes, well, the bunker told me to expect you. My name is Anemone.
You mean like Grits?
I'm the leader of the android resistance that controls most of this territory.
Android resistance.
You must be the new scouts we heard about. Well, I'm sure my people will have plenty of information for you. Please feel free to ask them anything you like.
So they are androids. Interesting. I shall. Whoops. Don't press the jump button and talk to people. It's a Portal 2. That's jumping. What you're doing there is jumping. We like this old world concept. Help them out. Droid efficiency at its best. 4 complex gadgets. Oh, quests. Fuck. Alright. Won't stress too much. Bench sitting. Presumably this is just an aesthetic effect. It's not actually recovering my health or anything. No, I hate music. As long as you have the necessary records. Oh, that's cool. Sound data. No, I kind of like this one. It's pretty. I'll leave it alone. It's cool that I can do that, though. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'm going to the restroom real quick. Clearly the weeb settings are turned off. Alright. Okay. Enemy corpses, huh? Animal bait. You can ride animals. So this is the kind of auteur developer stuff that I dig. Nintendo does this a lot, where they have like a system like shield surfing, or in this game fishing, where you're like, why is that even in the game? And some from running. Oh, the plug-in chips are for my little mag peek guy. Okay. Can't really make out his bum leg. Alright. Broken springs, small gear, broken circuits.
Target location data obtained. Marking on map.
Sounds good. It's me. Electromagnetic wave shielding device. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll ask all these. Game doesn't autosave. I love that they have to, like, double underline that idea. Don't forget there's no autosave. You really keep saying that. It's that thing. No. It was one of the shop androids that had a bum leg 6-gun. It's a good philosophical question. Only its memory is transferred. Items aren't transferred. You need to recover plug-in chips from your pre- Oh, this game has corpse runs? Okay, that's kind of Dark Souls-y. Right on. Right on. It's interesting that the corpse run is like a frustrating mechanic from MMOs originally. I think that was the first game to have corpse runs. It was probably like EverQuest. Maybe someone can correct me. Maybe Rogue or something did it. Or NetHack. But like, it felt so inelegant and shitty and frustrating back then, but in single-player games it's brilliant. Oh, in this game it feels unnecessary? Huh. I enjoy it in Dark Souls, but maybe this game not so much. This game is too difficult. That was neat. That's pretty neat. There's our shop guy over here somewhere, right? This dude. I still want to kind of save my money until I have enough to get this and still have 10,000 left over. Oh, you're always dumping souls. Yeah, right? I remember other players being able to loot your shit. That was the worst. Just don't die. I really like the low-res map. So the cleverly disguised accent points can be used for the following: unlock the map, unlock the save area.
This must have been quite a city once upon a time. Too bad vegetation's claimed most of it now.
Fucking vegetation. Oh, that whole idea. Sorry, that line's funny to me because it's like... usually you'd be like, this place used to be a really beautiful forest. Too bad there's the city now.
Nothing to report.
Good to hear. Say, how's the weather on Earth
Robot
today?
priorities.
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do with our operation?
It's a
Not
good
really.
question.
I just figured it might feel nice to have some good weather.
Feeling nice has no bearing on completing missions.
Okay, guy's got a tell for the ability that I can't stagger. Understanding that functionality a little bit better. What happened, Serp? Now, when they drop loot, do I just auto loot? Nope, I do not. Okay. Good to know. Maybe a third thing over there that I can't see. Anything that can help me to make out loot better? Something dropped here, I cannot see it at all. Hey, Raker. It's presumably in this like little orange area, right? Oh, maybe that's it. Nope, that's not it. Does loot disappear if you don't pick it up too fast? Too enough, I should say. So the little white diamonds are animals, which I can ride apparently. It's funny. Oh, rip. I don't think I can do that quest anymore. Unless if like enemies respawn if I leave the area and come back. Really? Really? What's that? Cool. Checking the big map helps for checking. Okay, gotcha. Oh, does save points show on the big map? I thought they only showed once you finished unlocking. Oh, wow. I wonder if we'll ever get another MMO like that, you know? Corpse runs, people being able to steal your loot. It seems like a lot of those things are just incorrect to include in a MMO, but you could also argue that we're missing something by not having it anymore. Eve, kind of. It's so different compared to every other
was
MMO.
talking about. Uh-oh. I'm picking up hostile machine
How cool
life
to
forms.
relax. Sure, I loot immediately now. So these guys are better to finish off because they have quite a few more hit points. Neat. I wield this giant, roughly made axe. Great. Whole game depended on GM discretion. Nexus was a MMO that I played. It was a Korean kind of like Ragnarok Online. And everything in that game was actually, it was even worse than player discretion. It was player controlled
Plant life has claimed most of the central
subclasses.
area. Big plants too.
Required role play to be able to join them. They had mechanics. And there was some drama.
Wonder if there are any huge boars and such too.
I played it when I was 10 and was a leader in one of these subpaths. A 10-year-old masquerading as an adult. So you can imagine the capacity for drama. Mostly it was adults playing it. Items aren't super great at standing out for me. Hold on, let me try, maybe I can make that easier on myself. I turn the brightness way up because I do that for people with different settings. Maybe that'll make it easier to spot, we'll see. Ooh, yeah. That's way better. Search other players' dead bodies. Pray, the player's health will be fully restored and they'll receive an item. That's pretty sweet. Broken woman suffered a double KO inside an empty ship. For BB. Oh, and then I can still retrieve and repair. That's pretty awesome. Right on. I like that. Don't taxes suck? Oh yeah. I masqueraded as being about 10 years older than I actually was for a really long time.
Let's get these back to the trader.
It's actually kind of a problem. I think I signed up for PayPal when I was like 13, and I can't go back and edit it, and if they ever find out, they can just freeze the account forever. So I have to remember, I remember I was trying to recover my Final Fantasy XI information when Galactic Kodiak was talking about doing a story playthrough of it. And I had all my keys, but I couldn't get back into my account to reset my password, so they asked me my birth date, and I said 4/27/87. And they're like, I'm sorry, sir, that's not right. And I was like, oh, I must have been too young. I must have used a fake birth date. I don't know what I put in, though. Is it 82? And he was like, no, it's not 82. Like, is it 81? He said, sir, you can't just keep guessing. Like, well, I'm just going to call back and keep guessing. So I literally just guessed all the numbers from 0 through like 5, and then finally he was like, yes, that's correct, here's your account information, thank you, have a nice day. Pretty pissed. He was like, please God, quality, don't listen to this phone call. Get me fired. Feeling a little bit more comfortable with Melee now. You really kind of get a claw in this game with the number of buttons that you can press and hold down. Like, I feel like I should always be holding down the run button, but I should be ready to tap the run button to dodge. And I should always be holding down shoot because it's free chip damage. And I should always be holding down lock. Is there a lock-on setting that is tap instead of hold? Because that would be pretty swell. Button assignments. Switching circle R2. That's helpful. I missed that. Thank you. I think I've probably gotten too used to the current system. I'd make a bunch of mistakes. But good to know. Gotcha. Thanks, Spikey. Sorry I missed it. Claw games can be fun. Monster Hunter makes you develop a claw. I saw that. I'm trying to explore, but thank you. Hey. Another save point.
Access point communications jammed.
Okay, so they're not attacking a vending machine, they're attacking the save points. Interesting. Even though most of the enemies aren't aggressive. You know, I think I want to switch those anyway just because I want circle to be dodge. I think I can get used to it because that's the Dark Souls button. That way I'm not clawing to dodge. Oh, I have to like set it. Huh, okay. So I want this to be evade and this to be fire. Wait, was circle before? Action, okay. Thanks. Yeah, I like more games that let you customize buttons. It's convenient and often not terribly difficult to support. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ah! It's gonna take me a while. Watch me dash dance around all the enemies for a while. Oops. I just pick one at random a lot of the times. I'm already struggling to break myself of the habit of the first hour and a half R2 and circle. I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Whoops, guess I broke lock on there. Your own smug animal person face to counter soreness. The nice thing with R2 is I don't feel as compelled to hold it down constantly in combat. Like having the, with circle I mean over R2. Having
That's everything the supply trader asked for.
Thanks, dude. Having the run button held down during combat does nothing for you,
these
right?
chores are a real pain in the butt, huh?
The Resistance is a valuable ally to Yorha. By helping them, we also help ourselves. So no, I don't think they're a pain.
Yeah.
Did I, like, automatically pray over that person, or was that not an actual dead player? The other one was. So quick save doesn't show up in this menu. Interesting. Oh, it's in the map screen. Okay. Let's see. Use gadgets. Sound data. So we have there. Gatling. Thing's called a pod. It was an NPC corpse. Okay. Gotcha. Range defense. Now I want to get the additional storage for sure. Hey, loot effects. It's grooving. Can I set a map? Markers, I totally can. Yeah, I really dig this game so far. I had set my expectations very, very low from all the discussion about Yoko Taro being a goofball. I was really worried it was going to be an exposition-heavy, anime-tropey JRPG, but it's actually super good so far. And it shows a lot of restraint, which I'm very happy about. Animals over there, but I don't need anything from them. Yeah, I had associated this from the little bits of gameplay that I had seen with Bayonetta, and Hideki Kamiya is also a goofball, but he's also a very chatty goofball who can't hold back from any idea, show any sort of restraint. Already passed the world record speedrun, barely started. Come back in a little while. A little while, you mean like right now? Neat. You bet. Oh, cool. King of Beasts motif. Strange and uncomfortable aura. Combos does like the number of hits in a row. Oh, weapons level up? Oh, that's a bummer. I have to only stick to one weapon for the whole game. Save money that way. Yeah, I never played NieR either. Need new mats. I've heard some of the NieR soundtrack in Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. Swap parts in and out. This guy's gotten Shipithesius. Existential angst. It's cute. Actually, don't know what leveling up does in this game yet. Come to think of it. Very good at examining things, sure. Okie dokie. The leg guy? What are you buying? Might be time for me to get that XP gauge. Melee defense, max HP up. So this guy does not sell additional memory. I thought somebody else in town did, though. I really do dig that the HUD is something you have to equip. As you get better at it, you might want to drop some. Although I guess that kind of infringes on the problem I was complaining about in Hollow Knight, where you shouldn't have to have mechanical abilities compete with, what is it? convenience abilities, but in this case it feels like as you become more familiar with the game, you'll need less and less HUD. It's hard to say. Chips. Oh, that's neat. I have to pick to like defrag my gear. I see. Clever, clever. I think there's another... Makes higher level things impossible and lower level things trivial. Oh, that's stupid. So it's a way to gate your progress through the game? It's a bummer. Wish it actually did something. Too bad. This guy sells storage. Here we go. So these are all like one-time purchases throughout the game. That's why they cost different amounts, even though they're the same thing. Sold out. Now, is this a shared shop with the shop that was on the little ship in the beginning of the game? Right. Yeah, 1 slot versus 11 slots makes sense, propagable. Yeah, those chips are like 10,000, which is really expensive, so I've been avoiding buying any of that stuff yet. Oh, interesting. So I could get a... Yeah, like my range defense is cheaper than the melee defense one. That's cool. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go save and do the remove OS chip thing. It's funny that they let you do it. They even warn you, like, don't do this. Although, watch that delete my save. I thought about doing that when I first had the opportunity to. Custom death cutscene. Oh, it's auto-saving? It's never supposed to auto-save. What the shit is this? I love the super fast Chrono Trigger credit sequence. That was awesome. Oh, is that one of the endings? That's funny. Do they actually track which endings you unlocked on a save file?
We've got this, Marstead. Where? How? Where?
I should have done it when I first saw the option, but
First
I wasn't.
try.
I hadn't just recently saved, and I got distracted by something else. There we go. That's cool. It's a little Android production system. Is that the ending the world record goes for? That would be super boring. I feel like we all need to agree on abolishing speedrun categories that are boring. Like that Ocarina of Time one.
Understood, 042. Placing marker on target. The desert heat is going to make resupply efforts difficult, 2B. Please make sure you're ready before you go.
Okay, got it. Oh, there's multiple joke endings? I didn't know that. I think so, yeah. There's a couple that stick around. Like the wrong warp, ultra optimized Ockernote time run. It's cool. I think I'm starting to get used to the circle button to dash. I guess that's a little bit closer to Metal Gear Solid. Maybe Kojima's the same. Depending on the game, at least. Metal Gear Solid 3, despite its heavy cutscene and exposition and codec focus, is pretty straightforward. And then it has ridiculous shit all over the place, like the Snake's Nightmare sequence. Yeah, moving in this game does feel quite good. So what causes corpses to spawn in the game world? Are those other players that literally died where I'm standing, or just elsewhere in the game world? Because the description of the character that died earlier didn't seem to jive with where I found it. Alternate reality Kojima. If Kojima had some restraint... Yes. Other players who have died where I'm standing, or elsewhere in the game? Whoops. Sorry, animal. I hope asymmetrical multiplayer is to stay.
Hypothesis. Jamming caused by enemies in local vicinity.
Right. I hope Death Stranding's good. Commander, lost equipment. Also reading the manufacturer is still there. Mark the test made locations. Be sure to pick it up next time you're in that area. Okay. Now I keep saying connecting to network at the top of the screen. Is that because I'm losing connection or something? Or does it just do that occasionally when I'm in a new zone to download data? That's the desert. Where's the thing she's talking about? Factory thing? City ruins, near factory. That must be the factory here. Probably warp there from the save point I just unlocked. Oh, I've definitely been to one before that let me teleport. I wonder where that one didn't. Weird. I'm hopeful that Guillermo del Toro will, if he's involved creatively, which he seems to be, will hold Kojima back a little bit, because he's really good at shutting the fuck up. In a way that Kojima definitely is not, right? Get in this building. It's hard to tell what I can get in and what I can't, you know? I feel like I should be able to get into that window, but I can't. One of the camp lets you warp to the bunker. Oh, okay. So they can't all warp between each other. I go in this building because there's enemies in there. There's a bunch of them. So this game is really good. I really don't like the invisible walls, though. They're everywhere, and it's really hard to tell what's an invisible wall and what's actually accessible. If there was some kind of like thing that, like a glowing blue force field or something to tell you from a distance you can't get in here, it wouldn't bother me so much. I do like this music. It's not super intrusive despite having lyrics. Alright, let's see. Where are we going next? I'm enjoying it a lot so far, Viridian. It's quite good. Am I not meant to be able to go up there? Okay. I keep wanting that to be the the paraglider from Zelda, but you kind of fly straight down. Come here. Come on. Die already so I can use my laser on the other one. Shit. Nice. High praise. Yeah, I kind of picked up on that. There were a couple things that people just kind of casually dropped, like, oh, make sure you turn on the network connection system to other players. And I was like, what? That's a thing in this game? So we've got mods being extra vigilant in chat. Y'all can talk in exclamation point hide, and I'm probably going to delay looking at the screen by a couple seconds. As though I were playing something like Undertale. Right, I can air dash, thank you. I kind of wish that the, well, no, I got nothing to complain. I was gonna say, I wish that the dodge button wasn't the same as the dash button, but it's the same in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So I can't not hold the button down constantly, right? Which means if I want to dodge, I need to let off of it for a second. Oh, it's no worries, Apex. I didn't realize that was you. Just saying, the game is full of little tidbits like that that are a total surprise, coming out of nowhere. The whole not being able to save thing, the death mechanic. Next time we play Final Fantasy XIV, Apex, that can be our next. Don't worry, we all do it. It's very hard not to, right? And it's so easy to miss stuff. You could easily just say no to that when it pops up. And I don't want to mess around with any online shit in a single player game. This one didn't have dudes attacking it, right on. Now, so I'd already been to this one? Okay, I guess I had. Never mind. Oops, didn't mean to press that button. Guess I'll go on cooldown. R1 plus X. That's pretty sweet. Is that an actual attack? Alright, hold on, let me check the map here. This is NieR Factory. That's where they said I had loot that I could get. So what is the actual factory here? It's hard to tell what I can and cannot access. Like, I might be able to jump over this because I've jumped over stuff like that before, but it could also just be a total invisible wall and I can't interact with it in any way, you know? Should I go into this building? To get into the factory? Just a jump extender. Gives me some horizontal distance when I'm jumping. Sure. I thought she said it was in this factory building. That's what the message said. The only way to climb a ladder to not climb a ladder. This isn't the factory. No! Press. Why is she not? Alright. I pressed the button and it didn't work. I don't know what happened. I think I need to be able to scoot, like float down to get out of here, right? Hey, buddy. Can I not jump off of this thing? Hey, lovely. How are you doing?
What are you playing?
NieR Automata. This is my wife, Andrea. There's the camera. Oh my god, the game really wants to get some shit there. Hi, Ben.
I took his spot.
Poor Ben.
Science.
Today we're what the kids call a waifu. There we go, now it's working. No, it didn't.
How did you not take falling damage?
Because I hold in that little robot, helping me to float.
Oh.
I did earlier.
Okay.
Blindfolded robot waifus. Yeah, this game's generally really pretty. Music's pretty. Art's pretty.
Whose game is this?
Darkstar. Apex played it recently too, so it's really good. I'm liking it so far.
I like her long Sephiroth sword.
I know, right? Yeah, I like the universe too. She's like a android. Like the aliens showed
What's
up.
the difference between her and the little robot that's helping her?
Little? I think she's more like a replicant from Blade Runner. Like, I'm guessing, I would be very surprised if this game doesn't eventually address the what's the difference between the androids and the humans, Blade Runner style. She can upload her consciousness to a computer and get rebuilt if she dies. Humans presumably can't do that. Humans live on the moon because there are aliens that invaded, and mostly these alien robots are on Earth, where I am right now. I have no idea what you're talking about when you say overpass. I'm trying to go towards the...
It's the pass that goes over, Dylan.
Thanks, Adrian.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to get to the main objective now since I can't find this factory. That big long thing. Okay. Save points don't heal you, do they? So this should take me to the factory, presumably. How was science today? It worked in?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm doing a calculation wrong, though.
Yeah.
Because the number is about 10 1,000 times smaller than I expected it to be.
That's too many orders of magnitude.
Yeah, that's 4 orders of magnitude.
Yesterday, Andrea said she was looking forward to going back to work, which is awesome, because there was a very long window where work was basically synonymous with dread. When you're in the deepest throes of your depression, so...
Pat also took me into the laser lab and was showing me stuff, so I now know what an FC fiber and an LC fiber are.
Cool.
And I know what an FC AP C, I think.
They like their acronyms
Angles.
or abbreviations at the lab.
Polish something.
It's one where people always, when they meet us, they assume I'm the one that works at the lab. It's patriarchy. And they say, what division are you in? And I say, I'm in the spouse division.
MT connectors.
Fit right in with this game. I think the music faded out in the sound. I see a little red dot. So what does that little red dot mean? Is it a save point that I need to liberate? I think so. Okay.
So I was tempted to go to Sonic and have a hot fudge sundae after work, but instead I'm having this Sprite.
Oh, good.
With cranberry.
Is it worth all the sugar? Does it taste really good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice. Save point or a side quest. Okay.
Actually, the soda has much fewer calories than the hot fudge sundae.
Really? I thought
Hot
it would
fudge
be
sundae is
comparable.
like 500 calories.
How many are in that one?
140.
Okay, that's not too bad. This looks like a boss fight arena. Saw the side quest icon marked in the distance. Check this out first. Copper ore. We haven't seen it happen yet, but the really cool thing about this game is that it changes perspective a lot. Oh, is this the side of the mission in the beginning of the game, or does it just look very similar? No, it can't be.
So I keep trying to figure it out. Is she wearing a thong? I'm pretty sure she is.
I'm doing this because Andrea asked me to. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, look at that high-waisted 80s... Wait, maybe not.
That's cool.
Anyway.
I didn't realize I'd already been here.
Because when she's running, I can, like, see her butt cheeks.
Other than that, the game's generally been not too gratuitous with that stuff. Like, there haven't been any cutscenes that spend time on it. Climbing a ladder happens. If you're running at a certain angle, it happens. I've certainly played much worse games. Sure, Propagable. Yeah, so, like, see, this is a very different perspective right now. It's like top-down.
Yep.
It's like a traditional top-down shooter. Ooh, when I'm top-down, though, it makes it really hard to dodge if it's on circle. I need to change that. It makes it basically impossible to both shoot and dodge.
Thanks, Kat. Dude, they made, like, you know those 80s leotards? They, like, came really tight and high up the waist, and, like, you could just see all the leg.
They just let you come back in here
have
for...
a thong in the back.
Oh, cool. Body player. This is another player that died. I can't take damage during it, and I get a full heal. And they get a heal too when I pray for them, is that right? Yeah, I gotta change the interest back. Now that I've just gotten used to this one. Research. Why do they even let you come back in here if it's pointless? Controls.
I am Ben. I am Ben.
He's so
Ben,
free.
Ben, 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 Ben.
It's like an Easter
He's
egg. I
looking to
guess.
you for help.
I cannot be Ben. Side quests. Darkstar made it sound like there's nothing here ever. So, she said that there's gear at the factory. Can I not... Is there not actually anything here? I'm here because of the email that mentioned that. I'm already... I tried to sit her down to record that today and she wouldn't say it. I'm gonna get her eventually. I might just have to leave the Audacity recording sometime. Hey, it must be my big sword. You know. I get all my recoveries back too. Oh, that's kind of cool. Was that my old corpse? That's pretty neat. So if I had died before I got there, I wouldn't have been able to recover it. Right on. Alright, plug-in chips. This is kind of cool. When you're upgrading your little robot that follows you along, it's like a defrag thing. I have to fit it inside the memory. Auto use item is +7. Or melee defense, I guess. Like to not have to worry about it as much. I got some wasted space, but I can try to expand my memory later. I guess I can decide, is there stuff that I don't need in my HUD? Because your HUD's part of what, the HP and XP meter and stuff in the corner there? You have to actually equip that stuff, so you can unequip it and have no HUD, and have a slightly more space. I think you nailed it though, Propagable, that the reason having convenience upgrades compete with mechanics upgrades in this game feels better is because,
You see, can't you see her butt cheeks?
Totally
or is that
can.
the underneath of her skirt?
That is 100% her butt cheeks.
Okay.
You are correct, ma'am. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter as much now that I know that XP is kind of pointless in this game, other than negate your progress.
Can I see her face?
Sure.
Is she blindfolded?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
She's a cool blindfolded robot lady.
What was there was a game and I could make a character with a blindfold and I thought that was cool. I made him like a mage. What the hell game was that?
Sorry, what was it?
I don't remember, but I remember I could blindfold my character.
I got lost on getting in here. How do I get out of here again?
You know, it might have been Final Fantasy XIV. Is that the one where you have the vagina cape?
Guild Wars 2?
Oh, maybe. Wait, no, I don't remember playing Guild Wars.
You may have made a character in it. No, you redesigned my character for me because of the vagina.
Because I didn't want her to have a vagina cape.
That was it. Just the way out.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably Guild Wars.
True propagable, but in a lot of games it at least has some sort of interesting component like modifying your build. Go back outside and explore.
Yeah.
There's stairs somewhere.
In that corner to the left? Or is that shadow? That's just shadow. I thought it was an opening. Yeah, okay, so her costume was like, you know, a bikini bottom, but then she had this like full skirt that was only in the back, and it looked like a vagina cape. So, you know, like they were giving her vagina a cape.
Very common, like a little
if you
butt cape,
cut her at the
basically.
torso, you know, she would just basically be a vagina with a cape.
Yeah. Very
Vagina
common
cape.
female character MMO armor design. I think it's in, probably get something like that in Final Fantasy, probably get something like that in World of Warcraft.
But you were like, oh, I just have her wearing that because it's the best stats. Blah, 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 blah. No, I think they were actually pretty good stats.
like a loincloth but with a cape behind it, but like a cape that starts at your waist and doesn't start at your shoulders. I have to wonder, given how polished the rest of this game, how polished the rest of this game is, how much the invisible walls were like a last-second concession in the environment design, because it really stands out.
Who's following you?
9S. My character's name is 2B. 9S is a scanner robot guy. And in the opening mission, we both sacrificed ourselves to finish the mission, but we're robots.
Is 2B a Hamlet reference?
That hasn't come up yet, but it seems absolutely certain that it's going to happen. Even if it wasn't in the original Japanese, I feel like there's no way the localization team could resist referencing it, so it's just a countdown until that finally happens. We are robot people. Technically, we're androids. So I'm sure there's going to be some question about what makes
to be or not to be. Oh, nice, Mega Man. Sorry to bring it up again.
That's okay.
Redundant joke.
I joked earlier. I was like, someone's going to say it. It's only a matter of time. To switch into that next sword. Come on, you. Equip the new sword that I went to the trouble to go get. Weapon, all weapons. So we want this to be on set 1, and then set 2. Oh wait, no, it's not. I won't do it at all. That'd be the big sword. We want this to be a little baby sword. Right, so now I can attack with this thing, which is pretty neat. And then I can do this. Oh, what the heck? Clearly. Oh, it's because I have different weapon sets selected and I don't have that. Okay, I understand. I get it. Get more weapons in the future. And I could put either one on my light attack versus my heavy attack. That was very cute, Ben. Have a self-spin attack. Oops, I'm doing this like investigation thing on Earth. There's a whole group of androids like me that are tasked with going and fighting the alien robots. Watch it turn out that we're the aggressors, which will be all Ender's Game. Shit. Now I'm pressing circle to dodge. Oops. Two swords. I'm excited for you to see. We'll see if we get to one, but you saw the very slight perspective change earlier, but there's some pretty crazy shit that happens with that. The whole opening of the game was a little bit more scripted. Guess I'm technically a gynoid, right? Not an android.
You're from Yorha, right? We've got a squad mate waiting in Iraqi. Just remember
like we
that
probably
there's nowhere to
wouldn't
resupply out there. If you need anything, what can I help you with?
Okay, so let's buy some recovery items. Oh wait, no, I got plenty of those from the.
What does the G stand for?
The G?
It's you have 7,500 Gs.
Gold, I think. Just a generic currency. Girldoid. That vendor was Matt Mercer. He's in everything. I don't think we would. If we made androids, I don't think we would bother. That's a lot of dead people. What's that all about? I really like how they do.
Why don't they call them GCUs?
These are other dead players.
Because, like, G could also be Gil.
That's cool how, like... I didn't actually look at the corpses earlier. They're very, like, stripped down.
But not flayed.
Generic currency units. These are other players that played online and died here, and if I do that, I can get some stuff from their bodies. They drop some pretty good shit, too. Like... Let's see. So that's the only pot.
What did you mean when you said stripped down? Like naked or just simplistically drawn?
Like they look like they don't have skin.
So where is their stuff? Like if you're looting them and you're getting stuff from them.
Like they're plug-in chips, so they're inside their bodies.
Oh, okay.
They're robots.
So you are sticking your hand up their butt.
Oh, the buffs are temporary.
Council of Humanity has a message for all.
He's not listening to me, is he?
Fighting on the surface. Currently,
I'm very likely pulling it out of their butts, yes.
Is at a stalemate. This battle has raged for far too long. I'm sure all of you find the effort grueling. But now is not the time to give up. Now, more than ever, we must forge on. Remember that several 100,000 humans on the moon want nothing more than to return to Earth. Glory to mankind.
This game is Wall-E.
Broadcasts are always so stiff.
So what's mankind doing?
Chilling on the moon, building androids to try to take back Earth from the alien robots. Man, Mercer again.
Why do we want to take Earth back?
Auto use item +2. Why do they want to take it back in Wall-E?
They don't take it back in Wall-E. No one owns it in Wall-E. They just go back because it can be like planting shit.
We're wailing on the moon.
Something
oh wow,
about harpoon.
It's actually cheaper.
I love in that when it's like, you know, mankind first dreamed about going to the moon from one man's vision. Like, one of these days, Alice, wham, bam, straight to the moon!
He used that as a metaphor for beating his wife. I didn't realize this game had kind of randomized loot. So, like, the plug-in chips can have different effects.
Aliens sent their own robots. It's like some...
Is there a minimum and maximum for that stuff?
So we're just gonna have robot wars?
Shit. Just pressing circle.
Do the aliens live on Earth? Are you killing the aliens?
I haven't seen any aliens. I've only seen the robots that
Why would they take Earth just to inhabit it by their robots?
It's a good question. I'm sure that's going to be
it
part
seems
of an
like a waste of
existential
effort.
question. There is a shopkeeper android guy who is like, hey, I can't replace my left leg. And I was like, why not? And he's like, because I've replaced every other part of my body. And if I replace my left leg, then I won't know that I'm me anymore. Like, hey, it's a super Theseus little android existential crisis. Super cool. You might like this game, Andrea. Especially if you played it on easy. It's not particularly hard. It's not super cutscene-y.
Oh, that's a good point. They could be using the robots to, like, get resources and shit.
And we're not far enough yet to know. Six Gun was like, the moon is not a strategically important distance from Earth for spacefaring aliens. But I feel like this game is kind of a don't think about it game. Just try to accept it at its face value. I was actually talking to Kat about this phenomenon, and it's, I love you, Andrea. That, like, your ability to suspend your disbelief is often linked to the sorts of media that you can enjoy, right? Like, there are some movies, like, I don't think Andrea can ever enjoy the movie Sunshine, even though the first 70% of it's actually really good, like, thriller sci-fi, because of how fundamentally absurd the premise is, right? Like, you'll suspend your disbelief for some things, but that movie is kind of your limit. So it's actually kind of unfortunate when you're unable to do it. I mean, I guess I get extra enjoyment out of a story that makes it easy for me to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
It helps too when I know a game or a movie or something shouldn't be treated seriously.
Wait, I don't think our moon has a magnetic field. Isn't Ganymede the only moon big enough with a magnetic field?
Still holding katanas. Hey, I haven't had a choice yet. I want to switch to a hammer, but it's stupid expensive. I'm gonna wait until one drops. Hey, Sornus, how you doing? Yeah, I know, right? You could put superhero movies. It doesn't bother me. I guess I get frustrated when.
Well, that's because superhero movies are magic.
Right. You don't need to care because it's.
I mean, if you just tell me that sunshine is space magic like Star Wars, then
yeah,
you know, I roll with it.
But it tries to go hard sci-fi is the problem.
Our leader told me all about you. Name's Jackass.
Moon doesn't have a spinning
nice to meet you.
Hi,
I
Jackass.
hear you're planning to take out all the machines in the desert.
She's also.
Guess that means we need to get that entrance open.
I think they use machines to refer to alien machines.
Jackass, was it? What are you doing all the way out here?
Oh, that? Well... Wouldn't want to have anyone
I enjoyed Sunshine. I agree that the premise is stupid, but I'm able to suspend my disbelief enough to enjoy the first part of it. The last 20% is pretty stupid, but everything up until then is pretty good. I fit in there.
It's the last 20% when it turns into a horror movie.
Yeah. And it didn't need to do that. Like, the premise was already scary enough, just being in space. Or nightness. Yeah, there's a...
And you really like the soundtrack of Sunshine, right?
Yeah, there's a song in the soundtrack that's a spoiler. They use it... The name of the song is a spoiler for the movie. But they use it in a lot of trailers, and it's one of my favorite, like, cinematic tracks in history. Something of Something Part 2. Okay.
You know what movie has the same kind of thing? Where it doesn't turn into a horror movie? Well, or at least you don't see monsters until like the last 20%. The Descent.
I've never seen The Descent.
Oh, The Descent is awesome. Because the beginning stuff, it's all just scary caving, being stuck in small places. Spelunking terror, and it's so scary. It's almost like when the monsters show up, they're kind of funny.
It's not as bad as spelunking.
Right, but the spelunking terror, oh my god, fuck that. I am never going caving, ever. Never, ever, ever.
Because of monsters or because of spelunking?
No, because of spelunking.
Okay.
We should watch The Descent. I don't know, I just really like that movie.
Okay. I'm down. A lone woman died an honorable death at the ruins of civilization. What's wrong, Six Gun? What did I miss?
Chest.
I have to climb up to get up there. Oh. Is that my room?
So apparently you opened a chest and walked away without getting the contents of
Probably
said
too
chest.
far back for me to get it now. I thought once you opened it, you automatically got what was in the box. Alright, see ya. Don't understand horror at all.
It's a sealed gate with explosives. There's gotta be an easier way, right?
What do you mean by that, Sornus? I like some horror. I don't like horror porn, if that makes sense.
Like Hostel.
Yeah.
You don't like torture
It's not
porn?
necessarily torture porn, but there's a certain brand of horror where it's like we're just trying to provoke an audience reaction. We don't actually have a story we want to tell. It's interesting because I would play a video game that's like that, that's just mechanics focused, you know? But movies, I think they feel really weak when that's clearly what they set out to do. I really like Cloverfield Lane, although Andrea, you fell asleep during it because we watched it on a plane.
And it was boring.
It's a really good kind of boring. It's just constant dread. They did a really good job with John Goodman in that movie. Having likable characters is a start.
Big Short's the scariest horror film.
Being afraid for fun is the alien concept. Yeah,
it's like riding a roller coaster.
It's a good comparison.
Right, you get an adrenaline rush.
This sand sure is slippery.
You get to feel scared, but you ultimately know you're safe.
Yeah, I guess I have a similar experience. Most horror doesn't work on me. Like anything that's supernatural, like I don't feel.
Yeah, what's the
dread in my
scariest
bones.
movie you've ever seen?
Me?
Yeah. Like, what scares you?
Realistic horror scares me.
Big Short? Sorry.
Yeah.
Kami already said that. You missed it, I
I
guess.
missed that. I love The Big Short. It's one of the best movies ever. Great way to do a documentary about something that's difficult to understand.
Okay, not a movie, but something that is scary is the opening cuts of Heavy Rain.
Okay, that's pretty
right?
scary.
Isn't that scary?
Silent Hill is scary to me. Like distressing scary, even though it's supernatural, but is it? It's hard to say what's going on in that story because it does such a good job. Japanese horror is where it's at because it's so careful not to describe what's happening. There's like a random throwaway line in Silent Hill 2 where, because the characters are so disconnected from it, like the voice acting is bad, and they're like, there's all these monsters around the town. Like, why are you even having a conversation? There's like an evil nurse lady trying to eat your face off. What are you talking about? There are monsters around the town. And the other NPC is like, they look like monsters to you? And I was like, ooh, that's... Yikes. Is he just freaking out? That's why you make me play them. I can be creeped. Like, I mean, like, you know, you can do supernatural horror in a way that's cool. Like, cosmic supernatural horror. The Ring's pretty cool. The Ring is a clever concept. Not in the sense that I was, like, in any way frightened for my own safety.
Dude, how many people saw The Ring and a week later kind of had a little bit of a thought of, I shouldn't answer the phone? Or whatever happened 7 days later.
Yeah. Well, if you're not going to cause yourself emotional pain, you're probably also the sort of person that wouldn't want to watch a, like, really depressing movie. Like, Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, or that dog movie. Black Dog. Ninja Dog. What am I thinking of?
I don't...
Ghost Dog.
Ghosts. Okay. You said that dog movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghost Dog's not a depressing movie.
Yes,
it is. A wonderful movie. It's not depressing
I just
at all.
remember that movie making me incredibly unhappy.
It's sad. I love that movie. Forrest Whitaker does a really good job. I'm good at answer dodging. That's my job. Twitch streamer or a politician? I guess some Twitch streamers are pretty open about it. But whenever I'm, like, open about my opinion, it can get pretty heated. Like, I just hate the encumbrance system in Skyrim. And people get upset about that. They're like,
they're strong
but
opinions.
It's realistic, and I'm like, yeah, but I think it's bad game design. Cage everything in a non-opinion. It's for some people.
Oh, is Idiocracy a scary movie to you?
It's a very optimistic movie.
Careful.
Kind of long for some of the elements of it these days. Whoa!
I like your little capes.
Yeah, that's cool.
These machines are talking.
Yeah,
It's supposed to
I've
talk.
heard from the Resistance that they've been seeing this a lot lately. Couldn't tell you why,
Especially,
though.
they're the alien robots. Why would they speak English? The robots are kind of cute.
They are.
Like they've got a consistent visual style to them for the most part. Like even the big crane robot boss from the beginning of the game kind of looks like them.
What's the argument for encumbrance? Realistic, blah blah blah.
It's realistic. It
You have to make decisions.
It creates immersion. Yeah, but do you have to make decisions? The problem to me is that we'll reopen this wound. Skyrim in particular has so much stupid bullshit. Like, there'll be a room and there'll be a banquet table, and you can loot everything on the banquet table. You can get the cheese, the fork, the silver platter, the spoon, like... And the argument for encumbrance is, well, you know, you need to understand what's important to loot and what's not. Well, it's like, well, then don't even make it lootable if it's stupid and pointless. Just have it be an object that's on the table that you can't touch. I guess maybe the argument is, well, it adds immersion. You can have, like, little lore flavor elements. Yeah, just loot the table. Yeah, I like that, Yahan. Stuff is heavy, you have to make choices. I guess the key there is that in your Path fighter game, players probably can't leave something behind and then trek back across the game world to get it, right? Any of those move speed upgrades.
Slash, can I just want to ask a question and get an answer and not open up a discussion about this topic. Okay?
Should I mute and find out what you're going to say?
Hold
on.
So the answer to the question is yes, which is awesome because that means Bandolier will be open when your sister comes to visit.
Yeah, we get to take her hiking.
Which is really what I care about as opposed to whether or not I have a job.
Taunt up. I don't have taunts yet, I don't think. Now, you can't stack two of the same item, right? Like, if you have moving speed up, you just want to equip the highest one. If I equipped two auto-use items, that's not going to do anything. How does countering work? Does that just occur after you get the slowdown from a dodge? I don't think I've had the opportunity to try that yet. Does it show me I have 9 storage left, so I can't equip any of these things. You can stack multiples of one chip type. What does that do? I like the Tetris equipment in this. It's sort of like that, filling a space. I guess that's just for visual effect. It doesn't really matter.
What are those things you keep picking up?
Little items. You can see the thing in the corner. This is a big open area.
Well, it's a desert.
I'm impressed though, because the beginning of the game was pretty linear, straight level design, and now it's like borderline open world. But that's what this game does, is it keeps changing what it is. And...
Well, you're supposed to destroy all the robots in the desert, right? Isn't that your mission?
Yeah, in theory. I'm okay with inventory Tetris. The key with that is that it has to be an interesting choice that you're making. Really, that's the key with inventory limits in general. Like, it works in a horror game because you've got the ammo scarcity is an interesting concept. It's just you shouldn't be able to leave a thing behind and then trivially come back and get it. There was kind of a problem with Dead Space, for example, that had a limited inventory, but enemies virtually never spawned when you were backtracking, and you could always get to the last save point that you visited and deposit your shit. So what you would do is, if you were full on stuff, you would just backtrack in perfect safety, get back to your save point, drop everything off, and then go back and get the thing that you didn't have room for before. Because there was no danger, there was no decision there, it just took you time to backtrack to the save point. So the solution there is we'll make it so that enemies spawn when you backtrack, so that you might take damage and use more resources and root, and maybe it's not worth going back. I really like the Zelda approach, where if you don't take the loot, it's just gone. Come here, Mr. Robot.
It's heading for that rocky area.
Individual target ID marked.
Interesting. I'm okay with it in, like, Diablo. I think the purpose for the inventory limit in Diablo is to create some kind of break in gameplay where you have to go back to town occasionally to desynthesize. I'm actually not super certain why that's important, but that's like the stated purpose of why they have like repair costs, even though they're trivial. Desert housing.
What's that?
Analysis. It is the ruin of a former human residential area. Large numbers of humans resided in such concrete and metal shelters. The structures were referred to by names such as apartment complex.
There's a psychological. That's a lot of those
Report.
ARPGs.
Mail notification received from access point.
Oops. You burn out faster without a break. It's like the whole needing to identify items is getting a present and then unwrapping the present. Hey, I just say thanks. The inventory limits in general aren't strictly bad. It's all about the implementation, whether it's creating a choice, that sort of thing. Council of Humanity scheduled correspondence. Attention all androids. Thousands of years have passed since we humans were driven to the moon. That's a long time. While the war remains deadlocked, we know that our continued safety is only possible thanks to your valiant efforts on the ground. Continue giving your all to the mission. Glory to mankind. Glory to mankind. You heard of Jupiter fortune telling? It's all the girls over in R&D have been about. We examine the color and shape of Jupiter's great red spot to learn about what kind of luck you'll have with health, work, and love. I feel like that applies to everybody, unless if Jupiter's great red spot, they're not talking about the literal one. I like it in Darkest Dungeon. That game is all about choices, opportunity cost, and risk versus reward assessment. So whether to take the loot or not, whether to give up a thing that might help you pass the dungeon to get more treasure at the end is perfect. Once you abandon it, it is gone forever.
Target confirmed. Let's get him.
I really like that little D piece. I haven't played Fallout 4, but I read about that. They talk. That's weird. Maybe they've never been sapient before, and they're becoming sapient because they've been down here for so long. That would be a cool plot. I feel bad about murdering them. In Fallout 4, like if you find a book, you could like convert the book to glue because the glue is in the paper binding or something like that, or convert it to paper. I really like that. That means that that really fits in with the whole scavenger theme of the game. You can get really excited about like certain kinds of items that should be stupid. Oh man, paper clips. I really need wire. This is super exciting. See, I think that would basically fix Skyrim for me, especially if the salvage took up no weight. Saying most of those upgrades are temporary and not permanent. Oh man, I'm murdering these people. Sorry guys. That's why they're so cute. I'm a bad guy. I'm totally gonna Ender's Game this.
Everyone dead. You are false.
Alright, I'm leaving.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Ben.
Thanks for chilling. This guy is taking forever to kill because of our level difference, right? It's like Xenoblade Chronicles. Level is a really important component in the damage calculation. Oh. So I still really like this game, but I have to say that this desert sequence is a little bit weaker than the opening, which I like the more directed, linear experience. It might just be because it's so long and empty, and there's like lots of enemies. It makes me wonder if the more exploration-focused stuff was like, let's pad the core game out. Because I'm sure it's expensive, like both from a time and a money perspective, to make the whole game like the opening sequence. I would still like this game if this was the whole thing, but they definitely started really strong.
These are android bodies.
Hypothesis. They were killed by local machine life forms.
It's a lot of
What are they doing
androids
here?
Unknown.
It's like they were gathered
It's
here.
freaky deaky. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Double reverse twist.
They don't give up. Run. Run.
Poor guy.
Must run.
Multiple machines detected ahead. But what's with
Hey,
these
perspective
android
change.
bodies?
Now that Andrea walked away.
Stay focused.
So if you repair them, like, does the little NPC that follows you around have the same build of the player that died? Oh, I was supposed to float down. Whoops. I thought I could get to the next platform. That's creepy.
What is this?
Don't listen to them, 2B.
Together forever.
Banging?
Together forever.
They are having robot sex. There's
They
some
don't
robot
have any feelings.
cunnilingus
They're
happening.
just imitating human speech. Let's take them out.
That's fucking weird. I'm glad that the character didn't comment on it. It just was happening like that. Or if they like found some human archives or something. Robot porn. That's another reason that I was being unfair to this game, as I'd heard that it was basically a waifu engine. And it's actually not been as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's just be the community doing that on their own. That's something I really dislike about Persona, is that it's very aware of the waifu community, and it panders to it constantly. Judge a thing by its fandom, right? Yeah, you could do that to Undertale too. Tool. Really? Okay, so he is doing that a little bit. This is pretty awesome. Breath of the Wild is the best. Let's put that. What? That's pretty sweet.
What's happening?
gotta spin. I know, you're so hungry. Ew. What?
An android?
No.
Fuck?
This is a machine.
He's a Ken doll. It's Sephiroth Ken doll. Interesting.
Androids. Why?
They tried to make... I like how he's getting a higher level as the fight progresses. It's cool. It's a cool form of story conveyance using the HUD.
Sword. Dodge. Projectile. Deflect.
I think he's evolving. We better finish this quick.
This is really sweet. He's the little baby. And all the robot boning they were doing a second ago. No weighing angel. Didn't get up to him. That's too perfect. Did you come up with that now, Spiky? Yeah, that's... Alright, I gotta... Oh shit. I was gonna say, that was too good. Countered here. Keep forgetting to hold down my shoot button because of all the buttons you press in this game. I'm curious if he's leveling up at preset HP values or in time passes, right? Whew. And therein lies the innate silliness of hit point systems. I assume that's what actually happened in the combat.
Is this really a machine?
Now, I haven't seen Android blood yet, or do they even really have blood? So this is more creepy weird than goofy weird, which is cool.
B, we gotta get out of here!
Now, would this have happened regardless of which quest I went to first? Or is this only in this one in the southwest corner in the desert? I'm glad we went to this one.
Through that hole.
Maybe the other ones are equally cool. It's a pretty awesome escalation of the robots are becoming sapient and mimicking humans throughout that whole section. Get out, get out, get out.
It's
a healthy baby boy.
Looks like we're safe now.
What the hell just happened?
I know. I've never
There's a
seen a
robot
machine
womb?
like that before. We better report this to command.
Hey guys, weird ass, creepy ass shit is happening. Oh, I see. If you fall, you lose some health, and it sends you back.
It would be more efficient to traverse the rocky area instead.
Thanks.
Let's move to an area with better reception so we can contact command.
This game's, the mag isn't too bad. What do I call them, mags? Is it Phantasy Star Online that has little floaty robots that help you? It's a one-way block. I don't even know I could have seen it before. Prayed for Harvey. So is hard mode in this game very difficult because of the whole you can't lock on thing? Alright, let me
this is good. We should be
reconsider some of my equipment here. Harvey was the best of this. Shockwave. Yeah, give me a shit ton of those. Is there an inventory limit on these? I really hope not. Cost 4. I have room for 9 more. So let's use the cheapest one.
reach command here.
Everything does way more damage. I see.
9S to bunker. Do you copy?
I read you, 9S. Go ahead.
Does the speedrun just try to stack as much movement speed bonuses as possible?
We just encountered a pair of humanoid machines. We weren't able to capture them, but I have combat data ready for upload.
Understood. Ready to receive.
Hopefully you can get something out of it.
Is there a bank for them? I like to keep like the best version of each possible upgrade. Oh, you fuse them together to make stronger weapons. Okay, right on. That must be procedurally generated text. The sky-living android saw an android with red eyes. Okay, of the same kind. Gotcha. XP gain? Fuck. I could never tell if those are actual plug-in chips or if it's like a temporary bonus. Is there an easy way to tell that? That must be a temporary bonus. How can you tell? That's what I want to know. Yeah, but when I loot another player's body, sometimes it gives me chips, plug-in chips, and sometimes it's a temporary bonus, and I can't tell which is which. Does it have like a chip next to it or something? So we haven't saved in a minute. Let's do that now. Really? It's only ever temporary bonuses? Oh, okay, I didn't realize
that. Whew. I think we've earned a breather. Say 2B?
Oh, temporary buffs of those
talk
chips.
About our next move. I'm worried about the damage we took in that last battle with the machines. Maybe we should return to the resistance camp to resupply and conduct maintenance?
Yeah,
all right, let's go back.
You got it.
Sell some extra stuff, try to fuse some stuff maybe. So I'm only getting chips from finding them in the environment or from salvaging off of enemies, right? Assume the map is taking me back to the resistance camp here. Buying from merchant, sure. Some of this loot that's out in the open world respawn occasionally, like crafting materials. I feel like I've found most of these in the past. Must just be coming back. Merchant ones are always bad. Okay, keep that in mind. You want to find the stuff in the game world because it costs less to equip and has a better effect usually, I guess. Yeah, so like the fact that I'm able to jump over that barbed wire is worrisome to me. Because I feel like there's other places that have an invisible wall, and it's very difficult to tell the difference. Subquests. Okay, so those are either subquests or save points. Gotcha. Is there any reason I'd want to go back to the ship here? I don't think there's anything on the ship that I can't get here. Animal bait. Shop. Fuse. I see. Upgrade by 8%. I see. Okay. 10%. And it is increasing the cost, but... Oh, this is costing me money to do, too. I should keep in mind. If someone tries to murder you and you murder them back, is that how it works? People vilify you. December 2016. Huh. That's a really good question. I don't even know what that was about at all. Let me equip that new fancy move speed up thing. Does a little diamond mean that it's like especially cheap or something? Will do. I'm all about move speed. It's like the most important upgrade in a game like this to me. Okay. The minimum possible cost. Okay, thank you. Yeah. No, she missed all the best stuff about this game because she was watching during the boring open world stuff. Part of what I meant. I said it's still a good game, it's just that there's a lot of that going on. What are you buying? I need any of this other stuff from him. Maybe no, I don't need recovery stuff either. Kendall Sephiroth was pretty sweet. I like how everything built up to it as well. A good chunk of this loot has to randomly generate every time you come back. I feel like it's less important for me to try to find all of it in that case. Good work. Hey, base of operations. Sell. There we go. Some of my shitty chips. So the shitty ones are the more expensive. Okay. Non-upgraded versions of ones. Wow. 11 versus 5. That's a crazy difference. So since I can't use these, I can just sell them, right? And get the inventory space back. What's Lost Sphere? Hey, Ben. Collected and completed everything as soon as possible. No point turning it down. Volt-proof salve. Octopath Traveler's still looking pretty cool. Is it still called that? Have they relabeled it to Bravely Third yet? Huh. That's very Hideo Kojima. I feel like something, when I stop playing it, I should definitely log off in a bed. Thanks for the room, guys. So with the whole multiple ending thing, is this the kind of game that's gonna like change the consequences based on whether I go back in town and rest? Like a number of in-game days that pass. Normally, I wouldn't want to know the consequences for endings and things like that, but I do want to know when I can safely do stuff as much as I want. Like, can I rest in beds all I want without any problem? Safely do whatever. Okay, so nothing's like permanently missable.
Operator to 9S.
This is 9S. Go ahead.
I have an incoming message for 2B and 9S from the commander. Initiating playback. 2B, 9S. We've lost contact with several Yorha units that were on their way to the surface. Their black boxes are online, so we presume they're still alive. We've tracked the location of their signals, so I need all Yorha units on the surface to head over and investigate.
I like how he
transmission.
Puts the...
I heard something about that back at the Resistance camp.
Target location confirmed. I'm worried about the other androids. We should probably check this out as soon as possible.
Temporarily suspends that little hologram to shoot a laser. A couple silly ones you get warnings for, otherwise you're always safe. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not going to be like, oh, if you collect 73 copper ore, then the game's just going to end immediately because you've depleted the Earth's surface of copper. Moron. Jeez, why don't you know things? Humanity doesn't want this shithole anymore because you took all the copper.
Looks like our surface route's been cut off. Maybe we can get through from underground.
Sewer level. Everybody loves a sewer level.
So 2B, those machines out in the desert look just like androids, right?
Right.
But we androids were modeled after our human creators. So why would machines try to look like us?
There's no point trying to work out unsolvable problems.
I suppose.
There were all those dead androids on the path to it. I really love that sequence. That was really cool. It accomplished most of it through conveyance as well. 9S was commenting on it a little bit, but for the most part he shut up. He wasn't like, oh man, ain't it weird that these robots are banging? That's weird. It's just like they're talking like humans, ignore it. Like, oh, they're doing more than that, buddy. I don't think I've ever played a Yokotaro game. Whoa, what the fuck? Why is Disneyland over here? This game is great. I love that that's just, you turn a corner and there it is. No cutscene. There's the cutscene, but you get to see it first. 3,000 years in the future, porn still exists. And the robots found it. Amusement park. Alright. That's great. I love it.
What are those?
What the?
This is weird.
You think? They kind of set an expectation for me about, alright, I'm gonna be killing these robots in the desert for a while, different variations on them. Did a really good job of the slow build into feeling for these poor robots that I'm murdering. Poor brother machine. Yeah, surprise Disneyland. What is... Are the songs in Japanese? The vocals are quiet enough that I can barely hear it, and it's actually I like it because it's not as distracting as vocals usually are. I'd love to play a game that has a human vocalist that just sings nonsense so that they're using the voice as an instrument. It's a made-up language. That's awesome. I really dig that. It really achieves that function. I usually find vocals with real lyrics in video games to be really distracting. They take me out of the action. What they think Japanese would develop to over centuries? That's pretty cool. At the nihilism button. Yes. Not a real language that I could conceivably understand. Try to interpret the lyrics. Statue shows as being an enemy, something like that. I have a health bar. Maybe just because it looks like a robot. Is there anything I can do with this robot statue right now? The little enemy icon makes me suspicious, but it doesn't appear to be responding to my attacks. Gibberish or like the Animal Crossing approach is pretty cool. Doesn't do anything. Hello, machine with a dream. Oh, I can murder them, even the friendly NPCs that I can talk to. I didn't realize I could talk to them at first. Welcome. Must be what the blue health meter means. White versus black. Whoa, that's cool. Die? I forget what I needed. Which would show me the recipes. So buy a die. Got that dynamic music system too, that's cool. Father machine, let's be happy together. That escalates really quickly. I wonder how long this has been going on now, right?
This gate isn't going to open. Maybe there's another way around.
Okay. I see how it is. Nope, don't think I can do that.
Where does this corridor lead?
This is definitely an unexpected plot turn, too. I'm glad we got this far. They never were attacking me in the first place. I just assumed that they were enemies and started attacking them. I could have noticed because they've got different icons on the map if they're hostile or not. Yeah, that's great. I love that they leave that to you to figure out, too. There's no... These ones don't seem to be hostile.
Let's look around for a route we can take.
Exactly. Horrible person. By the way, cat cam works again. I don't know if you'll get to use it before Ben leaves. Yeah. But I finally fixed it today. Newer version of OBS. Hi, Ben. Yes, we love you, Ben. I can also do some new stuff with OBS WebSocket. Like I could make images appear when sound effects trigger, not to obscure the game, but maybe over the webcam or something. See if people have ideas for that. That might be a higher tier post sound effect reward, like after you prestige or something. It's adding an image to your sound effect that appears over the webcam. Oh,
yeah, I wonder if I go in and say, what if I say kawaii? Kawaii. I'll never do that again, Marstead.
Every time, man. Yeah, right. Channel artists want to draw kawaii Marstead. Cool. Get around that. It wasn't you this time. So, like, I feel like I should be able to jump over this fence. The height looks right. I feel like, no, it's not going to let me. I think that is my biggest complaint with the whole game. It's a mild one, but I wonder if they had a plan for that earlier on in the game development. Okay, this looks like it changes. That's cool. Changes perspective climbing this. Giant eyes, fierce blush. Well, it's not that every game has to be Breath of the Wild, but it definitely, they put a lot of effort into the art to make it look like you can go everywhere, and you totally can't. I wonder how I get to that. Is there a way for me to transition perspective? No, it's full-on side-scrolling. Okay, maybe I can get it some other time. What's up, dude? Junk, danger. Yeah, why can't I climb everything? Yeah, it's less that I can't climb everything, and more that there are areas like being able to jump over that fence. Like, make the fence obviously taller. I don't like reliance on invisible walls. They want to have a kawaii Marstead image to display when that emote gets used. If you type something an exclamation point, hide. If you put it before your message, then everyone in chat can see it, but I cannot.
These machines
well, you guys
are
can discuss
armed.
spoilers without giving stuff away from me.
We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
No, but they're just friendly. Let's not take them out. Or do I have to? I might have to. Sure. They just want to play. Doesn't look like there's an exit though. Wait, maybe that is an exit.
Do you really think it's a good idea to leave that tank behind?
If they aren't hostile, fighting them is a waste of time.
Yeah. Tell them to be. It's the party tank. Printed nothing in a copied city. Oh, cool. I ride this thing?
What's
That's pretty
this?
awesome.
Analysis. It is a device that propels humans on rails at high speeds for the purposes of amusement. It
I'm
was
on board with
commonly
that.
referred to as a roller coaster.
Humans sure are strange creatures.
That's definitely true.
Hey, 2B?
Yes?
People who know me well usually call me Nines, so...
Because he's 9S.
So what do you think? I mean,
I
if you want
think-
to call me Nines, it's totally okay.
No emotion.
I'm good.
Breaking the rules.
Oh.
Final Fantasy VII.
Alright.
So these guys are actually attacking me. This is a really cool sequence, though. I can't say I expected this, either. I feel like that's the core theme of this game. I did not expect that. Should save that for that guy. It's trapped in. They're just really good at their balance. It's a lot of practice.
Alert.
Balls of pure love.
Multiple resistance members detected beneath this room.
I need to find my way to a save point soon because we're coming low on time, so hopefully one will spawn soonish. Alright, so that was a plug-in chip, and it was a little bit more fanfare in unlocking it. We go over a little bit getting to a save point, we'll take it into account when we do the rest of the NieR block later this week. Right on, got a bunch of androids as a costume. It's a little creepy.
What the hell?
Our records don't say anything about a machine like this.
Level 15, that's gonna be rough. I haven't leveled up enough. Robots sure are theatrical. Shit. I really need to be higher level, I think. So I wasted a small recovery there. That's a cool attack. It's well telegraphed, right? Bullet hell. It works pretty well in a 3D environment. I'm impressed. No, it's because of the level difference. I think I agree with Spiky that I don't like the Xenoblade Chronicles approach to levels. Oh, and some of them are destroyable and some of them are not. Gotcha. Begin hacking. What the fuck? Oh, I see. That's interesting. Got it. Hacking complete.
It's trying to hack us. If we take hacking damage, it'll affect our bodies as well. 2B!
I know, right?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It doesn't feel random, too, which is what I appreciate. Definitely seen games that change game mode constantly, and it just feels like it's random all over the place, like WarioWare. But I feel like there's intent behind it.
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
Wait, I don't think... 2B! I'm detecting black box signals.
They're not dead.
They've been turned into weapons.
That's freaky.
This ends now.
Crucified androids. That's not how it's it's not loot. Luke presumably goes away if I don't.
I've almost analyzed the enemy's hacking pattern. I'm going to try to hack it back. Keep it busy.
You got it.
Hack it back.
Saturation attack triggered by enemy consciousness data. Failure to destroy it quickly may lead to serious damage in memory regions.
I don't know if that's actually something I can control, unless they're talking about the ads in the room. She's talking. Gross. Second keyboard so I can hack it faster. Oh, jeez. Yikes. Wait, did I just die? Huh. Did I just go from max health to dead in like one attack there because I wasn't healed? Spider remains on the map as a corpse. These bodies contains various data. Disappear. Right on. Well, I'm glad that happened at least once so we can see what happens. I see. Yeah, because I wasn't taking enough damage to top myself off, but I guess I'll try to stay topped off from now on. You don't know what could happen in a boss fight. That's a bummer. It's a decent amount of boss progress lost, but at least we're right on time.
Seriously being attacked with
Oh, nope. I get right back here, so I don't get to save immediately.
Wait,
is there a quick saves feature in this game where you can stop and just load?
They aren't dead. They've been turned into weapons.
Because I haven't saved since way before this boss fight, so I'll just have to take some time out from Darkstar's next subblock video this week. I don't think so, because I don't have a save anywhere. The last time I saved was right when I got into the arena. Yeah, so I would just lose all my progress, right? No, we'll go ahead and finish the boss. That's fine. Oh, this little mini game, that's awesome. I got hack damage from that. Okay, I understand now.
I've almost analyzed the enemy's hacking pattern. I'm going to try to hack it back. Keep it busy.
You got it.
Try to stay topped off this time. And normally when you die, does it take you back to the, oh shit. Does it take you back to the ship? It just doesn't do that in a boss fight? Yeah, I like that too. Because it seems like I can just recover my corpse immediately when I load in, but that might just be for boss fights. Yes, Ben, you're very furry. Alright, let's play a little bit more carefully. Let's not get so close to her. I can just go from full health to dead instantly if I'm standing next to that spike thing.
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
Wait, I don't think... 2B!
That's
black
me.
box signals! They aren't dead. They've been turned into weapons!
Alright,
Don't stand
this
so
ends now.
close. Now when I come out of the hack, it's top down, which is interesting. I didn't do that last time. I don't think I got hit by any of those last time. That's cool. Somewhat 8-bit soundtrack.
I've almost analyzed the enemy's hacking pattern. I'm going to try to hack
Let's
it
fuck it
back.
up this time.
Keep it busy.
You got it.
Ow, 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 ow.
Alert. Saturation attack triggered by enemy consciousness data. Failure to destroy it quickly may lead to serious damage in memory regions.
I don't know if there's much point in killing all the crucified androids up top like that. There might not be one. I really like this attack. It's very well telegraphed. This is about where we got last time when we died. We gotta watch out for the thing that shoots out from under a dress and bites your face off. That was not great last time. This was the first time I got hacked last time, right? I was standing really close to her and these hit me. That bullet hell stuff is pretty great. Watch out for crazy legs. This is her hacky thingy. There we go, that's the bad thing. I was killed last time. bit my face off. It was very bad. Bowser. I got a little up. Oh, because that's the actual end of the fight. Okay, gotcha.
Affirmative.
Go!
Cool. Alright, hopefully I get a save point soon after this.
Oh, you mean the hacking?
The assist.
No worries. Us scanners are pretty good at that kind of thing. I've got your back.
9S is Mr. Friend Zone. Robot Friend Zone.
We have to save those androids.
I think.
Oh.
Sorry, I was trying to get loot. Attack up 3.
So,
What is it?
that machine had some pretty weird things to say, huh?
Just a little
It's
bit.
almost like it had actual emotion.
The machines don't have
I do like that they
feelings.
let you walk,
You said that yourself.
even though you're not making
Yeah,
appreciable progress compared to dashing.
I guess.
You get the illusion that you're still on control. The circuits fried is the dialogue I skipped. Gotcha. Thank you. Alright, let me see if there's a save point outside. Don't think there's one in this room anywhere. I guess I know that there's one not far. Well, no, because I got here via the roller coaster, so I don't think I can take it back. I will happily accept a tip to the closest save point if someone happens to know. I get what they're doing with the you can't save thing, but I wish it at least had a quick save system where you could save the game and then load back where you were and it destroys the saves so that you don't have to keep playing. If you had like an emergency or something. I really appreciate it. Nintendo has really pushed save systems like that in their games. It's just kind of a quality of life thing. Shit, thanks. Oh, this thing's gnarly. What's the deal with this? Just lore in a chest? Outside and back to the carousel? Okay, thank you. So I'll come back here later once I get the ability to open those chests. Persona 4 room. All the TVs. No! Do not trigger that again. Okay. Hey, there's the save point. I am not hostile.
This thing is awfully verbose for a machine.
You have been paying attention to all the other NPCs? Sure.
Could be a trap. Still, we should at least head over there and gather data, right?
Yeah, sounds good. All about gathering data. And running over to this save point real quick. Hey, saving possible. Cool. Thanks everybody. This game was really fun. Thanks Darkstar for sharing it. Give you guys an update on what to expect for the rest of the week.